Green light. All right, welcome to episode 4 of Quarantine Cooking. Today I have a special guest. What's your name, special guest?
Jackaboy.
Jackaboy. All right, so we are kind of making a few different things and combining them at the end. So
we're gonna make this, and then we're gonna make noodles.
Perfect. So we're making crispy Asian chicken. Then we're gonna make some vegetable stir-fry noodles, Jack's favorite meal. So if you want to come over real quick and just see what we did here. I already prepped everything to save a little bit of time and not post an hour's video.
I like the big one.
So typically I like to use dark meat. Boneless chicken thighs are usually the go-to. We only had chicken breasts in the freezer. Hey, let's not blow in there, Jackie. So cut them into little small squares.
Okay, little small
We're going to put them in a batter that they're going to sit for about 30 minutes in the fridge afterwards. Batter is literally 1.5 cups of cornstarch, 3 cups of flour, 2.5 cups of water, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and an egg, and a tablespoon of oil. I use vegetable oil. You want it to be a pancake consistency. And what we're going to do is after we're going to fry this, and then we're going to take the fried chicken and we're going to saute it with some Asian sauces. So Jackie, you want to help me put the chicken in there, please?
Yeah.
Let's use your glove hand. You can do chunks. Grab big chunks. Grab a whole handful. Nice job. If you want, you can even slide it all in there. Ready? Nice job. And put those last bits. A little bit more. Perfect. Let me grab your glove. I got you. Alright.
Take off the slimy glove.
We took off the slimy glove. Come and check out the chicken. We're going to let it just soak in here.
Yes.
Now, the recipe I gave you is for probably, 2.5 pounds of chicken. We don't have that much chicken in here, so I definitely overdid the batter, but it's not a big deal. So for this batter recipe, you can definitely put 2.5 pounds of chicken. I'm using about 1.25 pounds of chicken right now.
The chicken is waiting there.
All right, so we shall catch you guys on the flip side. These are going to go in the fridge now for 30 minutes. And when I take them out, I'll show you how to fry them. All right, so we're picking back up where we left off. The chicken has been in the fridge for well over 30 minutes. I just started frying it. Look how nice and golden brown it gets. So basically, you got to essentially take one cube at a time and kind of drop them into the pot. Because what's going to happen is they're going to start sticking together. We want to avoid that. Once that occurs, you can get in here with your spatula, start breaking them up a little bit. My one fair warning, cornstarch pops when you put it in fryer. So like you see all these little, this is just dough essentially. Those when they start to heat up, when you first put them in a hot fryer, they're going to start to blow up. So A, it's going to make a little bit of a mess. And B, if it nails you on your skin, you could get a slight little burn. So just be very wary when you're frying. What I've done is I just got the pan, it's just canola oil in here. I let it heat up on very low heat. I'm not turning it up. I'm not trying to burn this stuff. Usually there's no set time. As soon as you get that like golden brown look, take them out. Just to show the camera. Just a nice golden brown. Just keep in mind, after this step, we're going to saute it with some Asian sauce and get that nice crispy glaze going on it, so it will cook a little bit more. I've turned my heat up a tiny bit to right under medium. I'm going to just show you guys this batch, then I'll finish it up, and then we'll pick up at the very next step. While that's frying, let me kind of take you on a little bit of a tour. I'm a solo cameraman at the moment, so I got my stir-fry stuff ready to roll. I chopped up some scallions that we're going to top off at the end. I had a little bit of leftover asparagus from my soup that I made the other day. We got some ground ginger and some chopped up garlic. Also, you know, you could use like baby bok choy, carrots, all kinds of stuff in a stir fry. We just actually had an Asian vegetable style stir fry packet in the fridge. It's got broccoli, carrots, sugar snap peas, and water chestnuts. And then just to show you my sauce, all this is a little bit of chicken broth, a little bit of soy sauce, and then a tablespoon of cornstarch. When you start cooking cornstarch, especially in the lo mein, it's going to start to thicken. That's how you get your true lo mein sauce on it. And we'll recap all those ingredients, you know, when I start filming us doing the lo mein. So, all right, folks, we'll be right back. These are browning up. Just take them out. Yeah, it's getting a nice brown. Not quite where I want them to be. You know, typically you're looking at maybe 5 or 6 minutes, then you can pull them. All right, so we're finally back for the final time. We're going to mix everything together now and actually assemble this meal. So I just got a wok, getting a little hot. You know, so at the end of my last segment, I basically went over everything. So I have a little bit of asparagus that I had in the fridge, some chopped garlic and ginger, some scallion to add at the end. We had an Asian bag, an Asian style vegetable bag, so this is a little bit of cheating, but whatever, you know, it's ready to roll. And the bag has some what do we got in here? It says broccoli, carrots, sugar snap peas, and water chestnuts. So I'm going to let that saute in there. I'm going to add everything in here, except for the scallions. The scallions I add at the very, very end. Going to keep those a little, by adding them at the end, they're going to be a little crispy. They'll add some green to the dish. Now, other than salt and pepper, just on the original veggies, I'm not adding any other spice. What I have here, let me go into it a little more in detail. It's basically one part of soy sauce and 2 parts of chicken broth. And then I added a tablespoon of cornstarch. You see how it's got that little brown, you know, color to it? Once I add that to the noodles at the very end, it's going to thicken and make like a nice, tasty sauce. I don't have any Asian ingredients. I mean, you can do sesame oil. There's oyster sauce you can mix in there. There's a lot that usually will go into like an authentic Asian restaurant's noodles. You know, I'm playing with what we got. So these veggies are already cooked, keep in mind, because I'm using frozen. So right before they reach their like total, you know, done point, I'd say like halfway there, I'm going to add my noodles. All right, noodles. I was able to find some lo mein packages over at the supermarket that I boiled and cooked myself. You could also get the pre-made noodles. They're just egg noodles. And if you don't have any of that, a spaghetti or a linguine will work just as fine.
Fettuccine, right?
Fettuccine works as well. Just make sure you cook it al dente. You don't want it fully done if you're using pasta.
So where did you find these noodles? Were they in the
These were at the supermarket. There was an Asian section and there was a box of lo mein. All right, so I'm going to add my noodles in now. I'm not going to put them all in right now. I don't know if this box is just too much for the ingredients I have so far. Once I get a nice little mix on it. Turn down the heat. Add in my sauce. Make sure you stir the cornstarch. It's going to settle. It's imperative the cornstarch gets in there. It's still settled at the bottom.
So what was in your sauce?
It's just chicken broth. So 2 parts chicken broth, 1 part soy sauce. And then I put a teaspoon of cornstarch in there. The sauce is going to start off pretty liquidy. It's going to get thicker as you go. Alright, so while that's just cooking up in here, alright, so over here, let me show you. That's the chicken that we breaded and fried. Now we're going to put some Asian sauce in here, and we're going to mix that bad boy up. I'm going to do 2 different sauces. I just got like a standard sweet and sour sauce.
Can you show that to us, please?
Yeah, I'll show you. And then I also got a Chinese style just sweet sauce. The Aso, I don't know if you guys have ever used it. It's bomb.
I'll get it for you. 1 second.
Getting a nice cover on all this. Want to come and check out the lo mein? So I turned the heat back up on the lo mein just to let that cornstarch activate and start thickening. If you notice, I didn't use the whole box. I'm going to just save this. We'll make some lo mein with it later, you know, maybe for another day, tomorrow for some leftovers. Alright. You don't need to keep this on the heat very long. Your chicken, once you brown it from frying, should be pretty much cooked. And then you just get a nice glaze on it and then take it off.
Looks good.
Oh, it smells amazing. Come and check out the lo mein. It's all finally starting to steam up. The sauce is thickening. These veggies are a little thick cut in the bag. If I were to make these from fresh veggies, under normal circumstances, I'd probably cut them a little smaller. I want to make them so big they'll mix a little bit better into the sauce, but we work with what we have. Alright. Ooh, it's hot. Whew. Alright, that's amazing. Alright, lo mein is done.
All right, let's check it
Clear
out.
this up a little bit.
See ya?
Alright. Just gonna glaze the last bit of chicken that I got.
So if you don't have this sauce, could you make something like it?
Yeah, there's plenty of recipes online to make your own sauce. I just wasn't gonna I mean, you need like brown sugar, vinegar. There's all kinds of stuff you can mix to make your own type of sauce. But, you know, always easy to just have, you know, use what you have. Honestly, barbecue sauce wouldn't be too bad with this either. You know, like a sweet barbecue. I'm going to wait for this to get a little hot. That way the aso sauce isn't as thick. All right, that's good. So good. All right. Now let's just plate. You can tell the aso sauce is way thicker than that sweet and sour sauce. This chicken's just sticking to the pan. I'm going to shut the heat off on that. Got a nice little sauce on this lo mein.
And what are you garnishing with?
Just a little bit of scallion. Add some carrots to this. Pardon me. There you have it. 2 different style chickens and a nice veggie lo mein.